Hey guys, Austin Baker with
Jonathan Bunk.
at Bunk and Baker Mortgage Group. Thanks for tuning in for our second installment of our weekly whiteboard videos. Jonathan, what are we talking about today?
So one of the things that Austin and I want to talk today is a lot of homeowners that we know think that they have to sell their house in order to buy their next house. But we have another alternative or a solution for you today.
That's right. If you qualify to carry the mortgage on both houses, but you don't necessarily have the down payment to do so because all your equity's tied up in your other house, what we're talking about today is a great tool called Recasting.
Recasting! Remember that, recasting. It's a magical term, right?
It's mortgage magic for the real estate industry, and it's one of our favorite things to talk about when we go in and meet with our referral partners and real estate groups, because so few of them have even heard of recasting, and it's kind of this weird term that nobody else really talks about, so I can't blame them for not knowing. So we love to talk about it. Recasting. What is it? How does it work? Well, let's assume this scenario. Your current house is worth $300,000. You owe $200,000 on it. You have $100,000 in equity in the house. Future house, $500,000 value, and you want to move this $100,000 into that to be your down payment, and you'd like to end up with a $400,000 mortgage over here. Great, but if you don't have an extra hundo chilling around, what are your options? Well, with recasting, what you can do is you can instead do a minimum down payment on this scenario. Do like a whatever minimum that you can afford. So let's say that you've got an extra $25,000 lying around. You can absolutely buy this $500,000 house with that. You're just going to have a much bigger mortgage. You're going to have $475,000 mortgage, but you can go ahead and do that.
So you're going to have a higher mortgage payment than you would hope for.
Absolutely.
Initially.
Yeah, $75,000 makes a big difference. On this scenario, we're talking about probably about $600 delta between this mortgage and that mortgage, right? So for the $475 mortgage payment, this is probably about $2,500 a month, and for this guy, this is probably about $1,900 a month.
So you're right, about $600 difference.
About $600 between the two of them. If you're curious about that, we've got a great little mortgage calculator that you can download. We'll put the link at the end of the video. You can run the math yourself. For this, what's going to happen is you're going to look at this and go, well, I don't want to get stuck. This is great that I can go ahead and buy. I don't want to get stuck paying $2,500 a month, right? I'll have the ability.
What I do once I sell my house,
you simply take your $75K out of that, put the other 25 back wherever you borrowed this.
Replenish your emergency fund or wherever the 25 grand came from.
Yeah, mutual funds, whatever. Put 75 back in over here, so your equity moves to $100,000. You owe $400,000 on the note, and even though your payment is based off of this, we hit the recast button, you call in, you talk to us, you talk to our investors, and we reset everything as if this was your scenario all along. And so your mortgage payment changes from $2,500 down to the $1,900 that you would have been in otherwise, and you're off.
The moment you close your house, you can make that payment, and it's not a second principal payment where your mortgage is still underwritten off $475. It's a second down payment essentially, where your mortgage is now I'm only borrowing $400,000.
That's right. Yeah, and nothing actually has to be underwritten because we're not doing a refinance, which saves you thousands of dollars. Literally. So most of our investors charge a nominal administration fee. Worst case scenario, you're out like $450. Whereas if you're doing a refi, you're going to pay at least 10 times that in all of your fees. So really, it's just an administrative fee to change your payment from being based off of this number to being based off of what your current balance is. And that's it.
That's amazing. So recasting is an amazing tool that homeowners can use where you don't have to stress about, do we get our house on the market? Do we get it under contract, then start looking and movers and lease backs, and you try to time everything perfectly. But this one, you can go ahead and buy that dream home, maybe even do a little work to it, then move into it, and then go back and sell your house.
Right.
And then make that
a lot of freedom.
Make that second down payment, recast your mortgage, and your payment drops down tremendously. And it's just like you had sold your house and then bought that house.
Yeah, it's amazing. If you hear anybody talking about bridge loans or cashing out over here, literally just slap them and say, why wouldn't I recast?
Recasting is the answer.
Yeah. Don't slap anybody. We don't condone violence on this show. But seriously, in your mind, think, That's silly. Why would I pay thousands of dollars more to do a bridge loan, have 3 mortgages when I could just simply do recasting and have 2 and not pay hardly any extra fees? So, yeah, recasting.
So give us a call, like and comment on our video. Let us know if you have any questions. Definitely ask your real estate professional about recasting, or reach out to Austin and I directly about recasting. We'd love to share more, but this is absolutely a tool that I think homeowners should utilize as often as possible.
Woo!
See you guys.
Adios.
Yeah.
Dude, by the time we do like 5 of these, we're gonna be like,
we'll have it nailed down. And we're getting on-screen chemistry too, you know, learning each other's tales. So you're gonna leave it like this?
Yeah, that way I don't make that mistake again.
Okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah, it's rolling, so we just gotta pause for a second or two, then